All right, we're here in Rossville, Georgia, and I'm gonna take you guys through a walkthrough of a 1.5 million square foot, 32 acre former wool mill that we just closed on a couple weeks ago. So like I said, we just closed on this mill a couple of weeks ago and are absolutely thrilled to be working on a project like this. Its sheer scale is basically a developer's dream. We've got nearly 30 buildings on this site, and it is incredibly historic. The first buildings were actually built in the early 1900s, between 1905 and 1910, and it was at one point the largest wool factory in the world. They actually had their own semi-pro basketball team, their own semi-pro baseball team, and the mill employed almost 3,000 employees at its absolute peak back in the 60s or so. So this is the main drag of Peerless Mill. I actually envisioned this becoming kind of like a retail gas lamp alley where restaurants, retail bars all have kind of a cafe style outdoor seating. I mean, come on, look at the view that you would have. Those stacks. We're definitely gonna be preserving those. It's gonna be tricky, but they can be seen all throughout the valley, so definitely worth keeping. Now, I was fortunate enough to be able to secure this property with a couple of partners that have patient capital. Since the project is in an opportunity zone and is actually one of the most heavily incentivized pieces of real estate in the state of Georgia, it just made sense for us to not raise capital through a traditional syndication so that we could take down this property ourselves and work on it as long as we need to without having to worry about returning capital to investors. Gives us the chance to do the project right and let it become what it needs to become. So we're standing here in the furnace room, and this is what I see becoming the brewery. You can see we've got these massive ceilings, super open, tall space, and of course the old furnace where they used to generate all of the power for the property. And let's go upstairs and check something else out. This is a pretty neat part of the furnace room as well. They actually still have the old electrical switchboard. I mean, check this out. How cool would this be to be turned into like taps for the brewery? This is the old dye room. It's got really tall ceilings, exposed brick. Actually reminds me a lot of Pinewood Social in Nashville. Would be really cool to have a giant bar or some kind of event space in here. My plan is for a true mixed-use property. We have a lot of space that's vacant, well over 1 million square feet that we need to get filled. So the first phase is just light industrial. Let's figure out how we can get these spaces filled as quickly as possible and activate the site. So we're also looking at breweries. We're looking at doing food truck pop-ups, dog parks, anything to just get people used to coming back here. Later phases of the project will include office, retail, restaurants. It will be a true mixed-use property. We're hoping for it to be a little walkable city all in its own. Now, how cool is this room? Double lofted windows. I see this becoming residential apartment living. Super cool. Now, unfortunately, a lot of these types of properties, as I said, are getting torn down. It's going away. It is a massive undertaking, but I do believe that we as developers and we as communities and neighborhoods have a responsibility to preserve these pieces of our history, celebrate them, and bring them back to life. So hope you guys enjoy the journey that we're going on with the Peerless Mill. This is the first of hopefully many videos walking you guys through what we were planning with the site.